I forgot to record it. I apologize for it.
Yeah.
No, I think there are some other participants also.
Hmm. Perfect. Yes, I hope all are there.
Okay.
I hope all are there. Okay. So today our first mentor whom we had invited is Mr. Ajay Prasad, and I would like to take it over. Sir, you please take it over and then start the mentoring session. Today's session will be of 1 hour session where the startups will be briefing about their startup, their business problem in 10 minutes. And it can be extendable to around 15 minutes. So on an
Okay.
average, 10 to 15 minutes per startup. And Ajay sir will start interacting with the startups one by one. Maximum session that you can go up to is 1 hour 20 minutes. Over to you, sir.
Okay. Okay. Fair enough. Good morning. Thanks, Priyadarshi, and
Yes,
good
sir.
morning, everyone. Let me introduce myself. Uh, I am Ajay. Full name is Ajay Prasad. I am a management graduate with over 20 years of experience. In fact, I started my career in banking. So I started working with ICICI as my first job in BKC, which is the main office, and then worked with companies like HSBC. I have also handled one of the joint venture for Standard Chartered Bank, where I used to handle India business and Sri Lanka business for them. From there, so when I was in banking, I was not into the core banking. I was more into the payment solutions businesses, like payment gateway or POS machines, like this businesses. Now, from there, I moved more into the IT side of it, so that I was very keen on understanding the tech part of the payments business, and that's how I worked with various IT companies, and finally landed up with starting my own firm 5 years back. So, although when we look at from the perspective of funding, so through my own funding, this is my first company. But starting up a company and running for the company, from scratch, this is my third company. So I had two other startups which I worked earlier. So one company was taken over by Mastercard later on. So I was part of Electracard, which is now Mastercard India, and so fair enough understanding in terms of how the operation works as far as the startup is concerned. So I would like to share, more of my experience with you. And my objective for today's session is to give you a holistic approach. I'm sure, I mean, anyone who starts a startup or any entrepreneurship journey uh, gets into a very immense kind of experience. So irrespective of the age, whether that guy is 20 years old or 40 years or 50 years old, they have equal kind of aggression, equal kind of energy, in terms of entrepreneurship. So what I would like to do is to share the structure and how I believe the entrepreneur ecosystem should go about it. And I think that should help you, more in terms of opening up your mind, and giving you more outlook to look at various other aspects of the startup journey. Okay. So I think I would like each one of you to, rather than talking about the challenges, I would like you guys to introduce yourself. And I think please don't focus on just giving your introduction, because that's, I mean, we are none of, are concerned to just know you. But the introduction should be more from the framework of, like, what is your product offering to the market? What is your competitive landscape? So what is your competitive edge? So when you started this journey, there must be some competitive edge that you believe that you have, and that's why you started this. Then what is the objective of entrepreneurship? Is it profit making? Is it that you want to just build it through funding and just get into a different mode of operation? Or is it a social entrepreneurship? So talk about it, and then talk about whether you are looking the unit matrices and how you are managing the profitability piece of the business. I mean, I don't want you to share everything, but at least touch upon these things, so that would give more understanding to us, to help you understand, and give you a better understanding. So Priyadarshi, we can have one by one. We can
Okay.
have introduction in this format.
Okay. So can you please share your screen or something?
In fact, no, I don't.
Okay.
created a PPT on that.
Okay.
It's just simple. I'll read it out.
Sir.
First, talk about the offerings that you have created. So talk about the basic offerings. So if I have to elaborate, I'll tell you.
Sir.
Uh, it could be an idea, it could be a product, it could be a service oriented thing, but end of the day you need to figure out, is that product or the offering that you have, is is that uh, uh, is that needed by someone who is your customer? So you must know who is your customer. Then the third phase is certainly, if somebody who is willing to take your offerings, is he willing to pay you for that? If he is willing to pay you, how much is he willing to pay you? I mean, does it fit into your P&L which you must have created? So talk about these things so that we go into little more into details. And when you start talking more about your entrepreneurship, then you come up with more challenges and more ideas, and that is what we would like to understand.
Okay. Sir, I had messaged it like what we are expecting the format should be basic offering given by the startup, fit into the profit and loss, who are your paying customers, and the challenges. Anything, sir, add on to
Okay.
it, sir?
So yeah. So the key things, Priyadarshi, if you can make a note of that,
Sir.
I'll again repeat it. What
Sir.
is your offering? Second, what is the competitive edge that you have? What you believe that you have the competitive edge? Third, what is your positioning? Focus on unit metrics, which is more related with the P&L, and then the objective of your business. Why did you start this business? So if you can just briefly, I mean, if anyone wants to, not to talk about a particular point, that's okay, but just go in that format.
So, okay. Sir, should we start with Devabrata, sir? Are you
Yeah,
ready, sir?
anyone.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, hi
Carry on,
there,
sir.
brother.
Hi, this is Dev. Not. Hello.
Yeah, Dev. Hi.
Good morning. Are you able to hear me?
Yeah, Dev. Perfectly.
Okay, fine. Priyadarshi, thanks for inviting, and it's a good opportunity for me to share our objective with
Ajay.
Ajay. Yeah. Fine enough. So I'll Ajay. I think I have couple of slides, a PDF file, which
Okay.
may cater most of the things, but it is not in that order. And whatever 1 or 2 points is missed out, I will explain separately.
Sure.
It may be 10-12 slide, but will not go all 10-12. Whatever you asked for, that is more or less covered. I will just it is 10 minutes for me, correct?
Yeah. So let us give us 10-12 minutes. We should be able to finish it.
I'll be able to. So is it visible?
Yes.
Yeah. So our self-study is the product name. Our entity is Sagacious Self-Study Technology LLP, and visible, correct?
Yes.
Yeah.
So yes, sir, it's completely visible, sir.
Yeah. Not sir. Dev.
Yeah, Dev, please.
Yeah. So what exactly our self-study, what we do, what we offer, that our self-study, we offer test preparation service for K-12 segment. And for K-12 segment in India, mostly it is NEET medical and JEE main engineering. These are top two. Apart from, there are state level like CET, agriculture, all state level entrance exam. Those we take care. So we provide for them online mock test and test series, test preparation revision platform. That is what we provide. Not only mock test and test series, but there are many features where you can practice yourself online. That is what we offer. Apart from that, we have just going to launch this month online tutoring, that is for class 8 to class 12. on the subject.
Okay, okay. Dev, sorry to interrupt. I know this would be a little more elaborated one, but
Yeah.
I would like to pick up only those things which are very relevant at this moment, for the
Yeah.
10-12 minute discussion.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would like you to, as we understood that it's an online test preparation for class 8 to 12,
Yeah.
and you are also having a tutorial. So
Yeah.
that's the offering that you have. Now, what is
Exactly.
the competitive edge that you have?
I'll go there. It is there already. I think I'll just quickly, within 5-6 minutes, I'll go through all the slides, and whatever
Okay.
missing, we can discuss it. But
Okay.
correct. Is it okay, Ajay?
Okay, fine.
Yeah. So in online means tutoring part, what we feel, what we are in the giving the first time kind of thing, that or we are a early runner, that on demand online tutoring. So one is tutoring where you have to book a tutor for a specific price for a whole month, whereas online on demand tutoring, for a specific topic you have a requirement, you just book a tutor will say for this particular topic you may need 2 sessions, 3 sessions, and fix up a price, and if you agree you pay and go ahead. So for that there is no monthly commitment or monthly budget for a specific topic. There are light topics like Hindi or fourth subject, whatever the people opt for. There they may not go for full uh, uh, traditional tutoring or commit a monthly budget, but as per need they just take the help and go ahead.
Okay.
Uh, and this is one, what is the online on demand. We feel that it is a new business model, and what we are offering like this in case of test preparation, normally what happens, test preparation content of three things. One is tutoring, another is the content, and the third one is the assessment, and all these are bundled. All the subject, everything is packaged. If you need only bio, or if you need only chemistry, you may not get it. It is all
Okay.
physics, chemistry, maths, and all physics, and all this tutoring. If you need only self-assessment and you don't need contents, then that is not available. If you go to coaching center, all three are packaged. You have to take all three subjects and all three component of that. But what we are trying to offer, that it is, if you need only one subject, you may get it. If you need only self-assessment, you may get it. If you need only tutoring, you get it. That we want the means on package the current offerings which is available in market.
Okay. Dev,
Yeah.
I hope you don't mind if I keep interrupting and asking you something.
Sure, no, not at all, not at all.
Okay. So when you focused on the product, and this what I'm sharing is based on my experience. Like as I said, that this is my third startup, but first in terms of my own fund. So when I look at a business model, I look at product is just one piece, and beyond product, there are a lot more things that we need to do to make it a sustainable business. So what you showed me is fantastic. Now I'll tell you, when you have categorized that, you have categorized into 4 different models, right? You created 4 different kinds of product within your tutoring and self-study thing. Now, how is your pricing? Is the pricing defined like that? Are you
Yes.
very clear that these 4 segments, these 4 products are catering to different segments? Do you know how big that segment is? Do you know how to cater to them, how to reach out to them? Because that's more important.
How to reach out to them is the main challenge. We don't know how to reach out to them. We don't know. We know a small little bit about go-to-market point of view, but I hope that is 20% of total go-to-market strategy, and we are starting with that.
So good. So that's what the point I was trying to make.
Yeah.
Whatever I am sharing is based on my understanding.
Yeah,
you may
absolutely right.
you just consider that as viable or not. So when we build a product, there is no need to clearly keep defining a product until and unless you have a market for it. So when you have a product, like you rightly said that 8 to 10, there is a need of this product. So when you have designed that product, why not go to the market, touch upon those segments, identify those segments, and then keep developing that product in a or make it better packaging of the product. What I hear and understood is that a lot of effort has gone into developing this, in terms of the packaging or creating different packages. So worked a lot in terms of the product offering. But I think little bit of product and then getting into market, defining your pricing, whether the pricing is sustainable or not, whether your unit matrix will work out or not. I think that is the key. And the faster you go towards that, the quicker you will run. Or if you have covered that in later phase of your presentation, you may quickly go there.
No, I don't think that part. Just really.
Okay, so that is, I think, one area that you must figure this out.
Yes, Ajay, I agree with your comment that if that approach will save us, you lose little but win a big thing. If we will be only behind then the product, then chances is that you will lose bigger and we will win less amount.
So
That is
I
it.
would
The
sorry, Dev, I would rephrase it.
Yeah.
I won't say that you lose or win in this, but my experience has been when you get into the ground, it's a different experience. And it's a completely, like when we pass out from MBA colleges and we start going to market, then we realize, "Arey, book koi kaam ka nahi tha." But slowly we start realizing that book was important. But initially when you work there, it looks like there is no correlation. So what is important is the product that you have. So you must know, and we all know that there is a need of this product, there is a segment. Now, when you go and take this product to them, try and understand how much will they pay you. And then you categorize that if I give you this package, will you pay me this? Now, what you are doing now is you are defining the price. So market defines the price. We don't define the price, right? So market defines the price. And when so what you have shown me is good value addition. So typically how it works is, or I believe how it works is, when you go to the market will tell you, like we may think that we will charge 10,000 for a particular module. When you go to market will tell you, no, I'll pay only 3,000. And that is what is the overall understanding. But that 3,000 is not sustainable for you. So what you do, then you come up with a lot of value addition product, what you showed me. When you add that product, the value goes up and the same customer will pay you now 5,000. So that journey is very important. So that journey, I think quickly one should start that journey. Okay,
Ajay,
in terms of
Ajay, I 100% agree. But when that is what I told you, that lack is the one is go to market. That is where what we are doing, maybe 20% of a GTM strategy for any proper startup. That would be one. So that is what when you talked about go to the market and check how much they will pay for it, or whether it is useful for them or not, or what addition has to be done in the product itself. So there means that is our main challenge, to reach to the customer or reach to the user. That is one. So till now what we have done, one is offline, what we did for more than 6 months kind of things, and now we are doing online.
Okay.
So in the offline, whatever we have got, more or less feedback that we are incorporated. So we are little bit much more, but that volume is not that high where you can say that yes, means it's a 10,000 user feedback, or it is not that high volume. But now we are doing through digital, and which is a bit slow, and that is the only area which we are focusing right now.
Okay, that's great. I think the volume, as you mentioned, it takes time, for even if you are in a crowded market with a common product, it may take time. And at times what happens, Dev, that even if we are taking a very differentiated product in the market, until and unless we position it correctly, the market considers us as a common product. And it takes time. Slowly when we start penetrating and position it perfectly, then they realize it's a different product. Okay. But I think you are doing excellent
Ajay,
in terms of,
Ajay, our thing is not any very innovative. So we have no problem when we face a user or we meet a user or we reach to a user to explain what we are offering, because it is very traditional now. So it is that way, it is not challenged. Means even we, whatever our expectation, if we explain to 10 or if we could reach to 10, we feel that okay, 10% will be done, and that is really happening. But reach to that 10 is a challenging for us, and we are experimenting different ways, cost effective. Means we can't take a high capital kind of stuff, but cost effective. But as I told, that maybe 10 to 20% of total what should happen. Yeah.
Okay. And if I may ask you this question, what is the objective of getting into this?
Objective is two. One is earning. Another one is social, means let service to the society. Both are objective.
So even if you are not making much profitability, it is okay with you.
Means if both are not happening, then it is not okay for us. If nobody is getting benefited and also you are not earning, then means not very profit and earning is must. Okay, that is one objective. Another objective, yes, it should help to the society. That's why we have taken also K-12 segment, not the segment which is for what you call bank PO or somewhere else, because we feel that this segment is really suffering.
Okay, no,
but if you look into the volume, then your volume is much more if you are going for PO preparation or some other preparation. Okay, railway board or some other entrance exam, then there is volume is much high and easy to market. Only parents are not involved, and that segment is looking into Google, but K-12 segment is not looking into Google. So it is a tough segment, but we have taken. But this is the segment which are sufferers. So that is also impact that they should also get benefited.
Okay, and I'm sure. Yeah, I'm sure you guys must have done the competitive landscape analysis in terms of how many players are there. I mean, is it commonly available in the market? Those, I'm sure you must have done it, right?
Yeah, like almost all big industries are into this segment. Okay, means well-known.
So competition is very high.
Competition is very high, and you take means traditional industrialist to latest Paytm, everybody are in this segment. And
so how do you
name a few? Vedantu, Embibe, Topper, Etos India, TCI Online, all these are our competitors.
So that was the first thing I was thinking when you showed me the first slide. And I was thinking, so what is the competitive edge that you have, which you believe that you would be able to still penetrate?
One major thing, what till now we feel that most of the competitor now, like take Vedantu, they are into coaching. Okay, coaching is different from tutoring. Okay, and we are going for tutoring, and in our case, another thing is that we are not selling, many players they are selling mock test and test series, but that is one thing we are offering because people know that is only available. But apart from that, as you told, we have added many other things in the product, like you can generate your own question set combining multiple chapters. Whatever questions you are doing wrong, all these you can trace chapter wise at later point of time. This is basically a revision, and you get chapter wise all the solutions also. If you what we are planning that it will be a practice platform or a revision platform. In
Okay,
school
so-
or somewhere already you have done your course. Now let's revise it. So it is an online platform for revision or practice. That is one edge. Another edge I told already that others are offering as a package that is 10,000, 20,000 kind of thing. We are breaking that package to different components. So our component
Okay.
price will be less.
Okay. So I
That
think
is
two
different.
points which I would like to just share with you. One, just think through, and maybe you are the right person to to make all of us understand whether this product can still be sold to someone who is already using Vedantu or Byju. So if that is correct, then create positioning around that. And second, if you think that this is they should go to everyone, then you must play the mass game and keep the pricing as low as possible, and play on the economy. Or if it is very specific, if you believe that it's a there are a lot of testing packages which have one can start practicing for preparation for exams, then it has to be positioned in that manner. So I think it is interesting to see on a later time how are you positioning this.
Ajay, I'm clear about your question. I will just answer it. Okay. So what exactly we are, as I told, there are three parts into test preparation. One is tutoring, second one is content, third one is self-assessment. Okay. Tutoring or coaching, that is one part. Another content, I mean, either you are looking for an extra book or study material or PPT or contents which Byju is linked. And the third one is self-assessment. So basically, if what I feel nobody is into all these are combination. So what exactly if you are looking, if you are in that way, then I can answer. And on just on a broad base, if you see somebody is in Vedantu or Byju, if he will come to us, answer is clear cut, no at the moment.
So
Okay.
so I'm saying that, as you rightly mentioned that the three times, position it in that manner. So some of your products, see, it doesn't matter whether it's a educational product or it's a Airbus. End of the it's a product. So the products are, you have a different product base. Now you define and position it in a different manner. So there may be some product, as you rightly said, can still be used by somebody who has taken Byju membership. So you must redefine and position it perfectly, and then it will be much easier for you to get into that market. Okay. But I think
Ajay,
interesting thing you have.
I have time or I am done. I think.
I think
Sir, I think
we are
it's
done with the time.
we should be moving to
Done,
the
correct?
other candidates.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
other cases. Yeah.
Because this is what we are trying to make it an initiation.
Yeah, because
That
if like this, if Ajay, the kind of whatever feedback or whatever question, all these questions has come to our mind and answer is not available. So happy to listen. So it will take, but I will say that other has already there and I'll give.
Correct. So
No, fantastic, Dave. I think going great. But in terms of modeling, there are a lot more to do, and then you have more powerful to then go and attack the market.
Yeah, but we'll see how to overcome that challenge. As you told,
Sure.
positioning in a specific way, that is not that easy. Correct. So even if we try,
Otherwise, everyone would have become an entrepreneur, right?
Correct.
Sir,
Thanks a lot. Thanks.
Sir, 5 years back when I was with a startup designing the handicraft thing, it took us near about 3 months to make a very simplified financial model. And Ajay sir was helping us like anything. So
Yeah,
I know him
important.
what you used to do and how he used to guide us. Apart from it, yes, sir. Now should we be going to Karan? Karan?
Okay. Thanks, Dev.
Thank you,
Thanks a
Dev.
lot. Thanks, Ajay.
Thank you, sir.
Hi team. Hi, good afternoon. This is
Hi, Karan.
from. Hi, Pritish. Hi, Ajay.
Hi, Karan.
Hi, team.
Karan, can you switch on your camera?
Yeah, I can. No worry. Uh, Just let me know if you guys are able to
Perfect.
see me.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi. Yeah. I don't have any slides or preparation, but I have the concept. I will talking with you. I think players should already know that, but for the other competitors, I think those are my competitors from now. So just the project park, it's just the name suggests that the projects for educational projects, and park means that you can park anything here. So the idea comes with, okay, shall I start from the starting, means how to idea comes with, and we are
Yeah,
getting
yeah,
into
yeah.
that, and
Sure,
what
sure, sure,
challenges we face.
sure.
Yep.
And also
Uh,
also also let me at what stage you are in.
yeah. Well, okay. Yep. So this idea comes with when I was in an engineering call last year, that that engineering, so people are facing problem for final year project, right? So they came with that any workshop, and they're demanding the higher amount for that preparation, that model. The idea is with student, but the preparing the model is so costly. So I just try to the break that chain and be the provide the service and the intermediate. So from because we will go with the example. Suppose I had one model with the car, okay, and the one of the student from the MP who also want that modify the model, need the model of that car, we don't have such money. Just you just want to modify and innovate that car, right? So what the idea we did, that we had that were people who had that car. Okay, last year student, he don't want that put that car in scratch. He just want to sell that one. So already he invest something, but at least he can get back something from that model. So he just come with us. He park his model, okay, and the student who want to innovate that car, he will also come, and we just interact with those students. We don't charge anything for that, like, because for that engineering students. So this is like basically the service. Earning is a secondary, which I just want to solve that problem of the student, because number of students don't have the money, but they have the innovation idea, right? So we just move with that. After that, we comes people also need facing the problem for that presentations and all the slides and the data. So we move with that presentations with that YouTube channel. We create those presentation in a video format, because leading is something, and if you, because YouTube is a platform where we can people can see in every travels and everything. So they just go with that videos, and they can just try to understand the model. So these things were going on. So after that, we think that everything we need to run that vehicle, we need a fuel, right? So for that running that project park, we need some money. So we just take the small, like, uh, 50 to 100 rupees for the students for the registration, that service we are providing. It, because we just want service. So after that, we are move into that motivation things and all the things. So but now we have that platform that we are working on that, and I hope that it will be change the education system of that India, because we have come with the lots of lot mentorship and the blogs and everything. We are working on that, and I know that no one has that competitor for us in that market, because what that idea, what the things we are coming up, it's quietly different. We are providing we gather the all in small startups ideas and all the things, educational things, and we just compete in this one platform, where we are going to provide the students not only the mentorship, because the people can write their blog, they can innovate their things, and they are motivated for college after that. So we have just facing problem that at the certain age, okay, so we come with the idea when at certain age we feel that we are not able to reach those people, right? So after some time, uh, if you don't mind, I have already sold one project for Ghana, the outside the India. I have yeah. So but we are facing the problem to reach out the students, okay, and that sometimes the time management, that the people not able to negotiate. Suppose I want to sell, I don't want that sell at that price, but the student requires. So we're just trying to reach out that market and face that problem.
Morning, ma'am.
And thanks to Preda, she is always mentoring me every time.
Thank
Uh,
And
you.
now we are moving to one field that's for the IT students, right? They need some coding. There is a wake up coders, one of my colleague. from my college company. He has a team wake up codings that they are research and that people's. We just try to create that model, and with that, so IT students don't face any issue for making their like Priyadarshi know that for email I reach out to him and he give me the suggestions, right? So that people,
Okay.
that the students, because when that student comes up, because the outside market they need that 20 to 30,000 for that model, and he just came with us that what is our quotations. I just reached out the Priyadarshi, he told me that don't do this and that email, and he just give me the concept. I just convey the students, and hopefully you don't believe that the students do that project in only 5 times. It means they save the 15,000 rupees because they don't waste their money. So this way we are just going to midway of the students, and we are just want to break the change of that
Oh,
what we say
okay. Okay.
margin.
Now,
Yeah.
how many? Frankly speaking, I have not understood this in the complete manner. In terms of
Yeah.
the offering that you are providing. But anyway, I mean, I understood fairly enough. Now, the next, I would say, uh, when you say that you have a unique thing, which the market doesn't have, and it's a kind of thing which can change the entire ecosystem. You know, that's a big
Yeah.
statement. Which is fair enough. At times, some of us may come up with that kind of product or offering which can change the entire ecosystem. Now, one always think, had it been so not so difficult, then why did the other guys not do it? Think about it. There must be some
Yeah.
reason. Second, when you are having a very different and unique product, uh, why have you not been able to get to the students who are near ones? So you did your engineering, so you must be connected with that college. So you must be connected with at least 100, or if not 1,000, at least 500 of these students.
Yes.
Were you able to sell these to them?
Mm, yeah. So for not for Mar, I am from Maharashtra, but for the MP and the other side, other states, those students will come with us.
Okay, so to how many students you have sold this?
Near about 100.
Okay, and what is the ticket size that they paid on an average? They paid you how much?
They paid us like minimum 100 rupees for that service we are providing, right?
Okay, so think about it. I'm not sure whether this should be your product or offering, or there should be much more than this. Okay, do you want to get into something where you will get 100 rupees from your customer, only 100 rupees, or is there something else into that?
No, no, only 100 rupees for that service. But we are planning to upgrade ourselves. And what the statement I say that there is no complaint. It's not about that system. We just it's about that way of thinking the people. Because if I'm going to engineering, the number of people come with us and they just go to the engineering. Like my friend wants, but we are with that chart with that model. So like suppose I have number of options like 12 here, right? So I will go for PCM. So there are number of options. But you know that that's from the city. I have 10 friends. Okay, so I'm going to engineering. So people come with me and just he is going to engineering. So I want to that engineering. But they don't know that there are number of branches. There are number of possibilities. Right now, we have that hobby is also the career. Will be the career for us. So not going with that friends, if you go with that thing, so you can see that there are number of opportunities they have.
So what is that you want to do with that? Do you want to run a business through this, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And what you believe, whatever you have seen until now, what do you believe that at what number? So you have, let's say, 10,000 students. Okay. So from
Okay.
10,000 students, how much money you are going to make? Have you done those kind of analysis?
No. So the new model we are coming with, this model is targeting for that school and colleges directly. they are not targeting the students. So from whatever the earning we got, we get earning from that college and students, college and schools, not from the students.
Okay. So Karan,
We are working on that.
okay, Karan, my suggestions are, and as I said that I have not understood this in the full manner, but if I look at from the business modeling perspective, so I would say two things. One, when you think about an idea, or some offering which comes in idea, and you have actually utilized that, given that service to somebody else. Think about how much he is going to pay and how sustainable that is. Okay. So because if you are making your business model based on that, tomorrow if I start same thing at 50 rupees, then your model will crash.
Yeah.
So is it right to create a business model on that? Think about it. Second, you must have some value addition. So when you have a product, when I'm offering something to the student, I must add some value rather than I'm connecting with someone or giving some kind of idea. Just that why don't you use this option or that option? If I am creating more like a consulting for him, then there is a value addition that we as a company are providing. Then it makes sense. Otherwise, what will happen? That guy, and also think from customer perspective. If customer is willing to pay you, let's say 100 rupees, is he not willing to pay 500? Is that a challenge for him? Like for example, we go and buy vegetables. So let's say 80 rupees kg. Somebody starts selling at 500 rupees kg. We will definitely not buy it from them. But someone says that I have a different kind of vegetable and my charge is high. Okay. So somebody, and it all also depends on consumers' capability to pay that much. So if someone is ready to pay 500, 600, if he gets more valuable product, then think about that. How do I increase that piece? So while creating a business model, you must think about these things first, I believe. I mean, for me, idea is one. Idea must create some offering which is solution to some problem. That maybe these kind of solution may exist. That's fine. We can have a different business model to counter that. Okay. But once we know that this is solving X persons or X segments problem, then I must be able to charge, and that charge is my revenue. So either we go into NGO format, that we are not looking at profitability, then we must form an NGO. And if you're looking at creating a business, then how much money we are charging? How do I sustain that charge? Why will he continue to pay me this much? What if somebody competitors come up and copy the same thing? Think about it. And I think then because Karan, what happens now, at times we all come up with very good thought. I mean, most of us, especially I would say coming from the eastern side of the country, come up with a thought which is more social serving kind of thoughts, which are good in nature. But converting that thought into business becomes a challenge. So, and if you can do both, that you can still make money through serving those guys, excellent. That's the best model one can have. So I think do the modeling first. That's very important. Okay. So what is, if I may ask you, what is your challenge at this moment?
Reaching to that proper market means to target the audience, like you can say that.
But I'm little surprised here, because when you say your students are your target segments, you have a number of colleges, even in Odisha or whichever city you are in, okay, which is a fair enough segment that you have. So go and try out there, take a large sample.
Yes.
So once you try it with them, because this problem should not come with you. With the kind of product that you have, this should not be the problem. Your problem should be that I want to reach out to 10 crore students. How do I reach out to them? Should not be how do I find out, because it's available there. You need to do the viability and feasibility study of the product vis-a-vis that student, and understand whether that's the right target segment.
Yeah, okay. Got your point. I got.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Karan. Thank you.
Thanks, Karan.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Please be in touch with our team so that they will guide you. Done?
Yeah, sure. Yeah,
Okay.
done.
Next we would like to invite Mr. Chandan. He is a founder of Bookkeeper,
Okay.
and he's from Odisha. And Odisha, basically, sir, he's from a very remote area called Koraput. Like you should have heard about in India mainstream news, there are certain districts which are very downtrodden and very poor, Naxal infested area. We used to term it as Koraput is one of the big that area that comes under that area, and he's an entrepreneur from that area. Okay.
Great.
Welcome, Chandan, to our
Hi,
mentorship
Chandan.
program.
Very good afternoon, sir.
Hi, Chandan. Good afternoon.
Hi, sir. Shall I start, sir?
Yes.
Yeah. So you've understood what we talked about until now about the format, and if you can
Yes,
run
sir.
through that, it would be much easier.
Yes, sir. So I'll say from the starting, sir.
Sure.
We started as an e-commerce website, sir, for a local publishers, and our website was completely, we were focused on e-commerce. We thought like we would be going for used books and new books, but with time we also added stationery there, and with the help of a third party manufacturer, we also developed our own branded notebooks, which is Bookkeeper notebooks. While in the process, we realized that we have a big market as with B2C. We also have a big market in the B2B. That is, we can offer this to schools and organizations, and we can partner with them. So with the B2C, we faced a lot of trouble because of operational expenses are too high, the delivery charges and all that, and we incurred losses. So we just try to shift our focus. Let's say we will be focusing on B2B more now, and B2C will be our secondary thing from right now. So since last 4 months, since we are partnered with a third party manufacturer, we offered to different schools that we can give you your own customized notebooks. So we also again faced a trouble since they are already partnered for since many years.
Yes.
So we also found a solution there that we say that sir, we will also giving some value addition. That is, we will be having a certain classes. Give us time. It may be Saturday or a Friday, a class you give. We'll be helping students in their vocational things. Let's say debate or essay or something like that. So we did that, and we just got only one school in the last year. We are like have partnered with only one school. We have obviously we went for like almost like 20 to 25 schools, but we got only one school, which is very the turning ratio was very low. But then again we realized that one of the major thing we realized that if we are doing that classes and vocational all that, we will be losing money in the long run. But we thought if we are connected with the students, we can help our B2C business. Like we can give indirectly the address of our e-commerce. Students can go to their home and they can buy the books and stationery. So my idea is just that this is our business model, to be very honest. We have like B2C business and B2B business, which we are trying to mix together so that we get the good amount of like good run in both the ways. But now, sir, we are like trying to expand our B2, that academy and coursewala thing, to B2C as well. Like we are just, you can see that Udemy. So in the long run, we just want after 2 to 3 years, we just want to be a one-stop platform where a student can get e-commerce things, where a student can get courses and guidance and all that. So we need mentorship and guidance.
Okay. So how have you been how has you been your traction until now? How many B2C
B2C, sir. B2C customers, sir, we are currently operating only at one place, Koraput district. And we have 3 major towns, that is Jaipur, Sonavada and Koraput. So we are operating in 2 stations currently. And we have about 250 B2C customers. And in the wholesale business, we have like 30-40 wholesalers, vendors, and we have like generated about 3 to 4 lakhs revenue in the last FYs.
Okay.
But most
And
of our
so these
revenue-
revenue is from those 250 customers?
sir, most of our, sir, the total revenues, almost like 20% comes from B2C business, and 80% of our revenue is from B2B business.
Okay. 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 And from the transaction perspective, so from selling one transaction, so when you do one sale, whether it is B2B or B2C, are you operationally profit?
Sir, in the B2C, we are not operationally profit, sir, but in the B2B, we are in profit.
Okay. Why are you not profitable in B2C?
B2C is operating expense, sir. The delivery charges are too high as per the order value, sir. If the order value is more than 300 rupees, we are getting a profit of 10 to 25% margin. But if the order is less value, we are incurring losses since the delivery charges.
Okay, fair enough. So I just wanted, to hear it from you.
Yes, sir.
That's the major challenge. Okay.
Sir.
What I understand, Chandan, that the business you are into, the model is good. The model looks good when we look at this from a very unique perspective. Like we have a B2C, we have a B2B, and it is all connected. And now try and expand that model to a market like Mumbai, or let's say Kolkata, which is nearer to you. Can you create that same B2C plus B2B model in Kolkata?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So if you can do that, then you must focus there. Because the integrating B2B and B2C is a big challenge for anyone.
Correct.
And what you are doing that in a smaller place,
Yes,
which probably may not have a need like that. So while integrating these two, you will go through huge challenge. So why not take that challenge and build up in a market like Kolkata? So it will take a lot of time, because B2B and B2C both are different businesses, different business model, different profitability structure, and completely different positioning.
Sir.
One I would suggest, and I know where you are coming from in terms of your thought process. You really want to make it big. When somebody talks about an integrated business, the person wants to create a very long-term business model. Am I right? It's not a short-term business model that you are trying to get into.
Yes, sir.
So when you try to build a very long-term business model, don't think that everything can become at one go. Break it into various pieces.
Okay.
The more you connect, how should I say? Let's say my hands are in trouble, my legs are in trouble, and if I connect those and create a robot, then I'm creating more bigger trouble. Right?
Yes,
So when you start and trying to do some integrated thing, the benefit of integration you can get only when you have a large volume. So until and unless you have a small volume, you are actually creating more problem for you. So either do B2B or do B2C. Because your sustainability, it's not just financial sustainability. You are putting in your energy, right? Your thought you are putting into that. So don't burn that thought. Burning cash is still okay. No, burning your thought is not okay. So give due time to the B2C. If you think B2C takes time, give that business a little more time. You can do it on a later date when you have more money, because B2C business is a cash burning business. Nobody can do it profitably. It's very difficult. And as you rightly said, how much do you, what is your cost of delivery at this moment?
So we are 60 rupees per order, sir.
60 rupees. Now tell me, how many orders do you give to that guy every month? How many orders do you give to that guy every month?
Every month around 40 to 50 orders.
Okay. Now tomorrow, if you go and discuss with him and say that I'll give you 10,000 orders every day, will he say that I will charge 40 rupees, 50 rupees? He'll say I can do it at 20 rupees, 30 rupees.
Yes, for sure.
So that is the beauty of economies of scale in B2C. So do not, so what I'm trying to say is, do not consider this operational cost as a challenge. Because you are into a business where this is a challenge.
Challenge. Yes.
Now अगर पानी में घुसोगे और बोलोगे यार गीला हो गए, I am wet. That's a wrong thing to do. You must know that you will be wet once you get into water. You must
Correct.
understand that. So these operational challenges will continue to be there until and unless you become a large in terms of number. The more numbers you have, your operational cost will start going down. So think about, so either you must have a model, or you must have enough cash, or ways to have enough cash where you would think, okay, I will keep generating revenues irrespective of my cost until this point. So I must have that much money with me, that much cash with me to reach out to that number. Once you reach out to that number, your cost will automatically drop, and then you will have a much larger value. Any investor would come to you and give money to you. So that is on the B2C side. Think about it. Okay. Now on the B2B side, now B2B is very different from B2C. I mean, we all know. Now, as you rightly said, when you go to any school, they would always have a partner, some vendor who they are connected with. You go to
Yes,
any
sir.
school,
Yes.
So that's the first thing you must know before getting into that. That is why we say that we must study the market first. So idea is one. We must study the challenges. So when we study the market, we don't study like I can see the energy in you, right? So even if I say this business is not workable, you would say no, I'll make it work, right? Which is a good sign. So in that sense, when you look at the market, or when you do the market study, you don't do it just to look at the challenge and get depressed, but you look at the challenges and find out that now I know the mind trap, kahan pe laga hua bomb. Now I need to find out my way out. So you must do that. So I'm a little surprised on that front, that how did you not assess this, that every school will have some connected
We knew that, sir. We knew that, and
so what was the
school
counter for that?
The counter was, as I said, sir, we offered another value, that if you are partnering with us, the cost will be cheaper. Our cost is cheaper than the vendor that they
How
already
much cheap?
had.
How much cheap?
Sir, it varies about 10% of the total value of the transaction that they had of the last
So
year.
can you afford to go with 30% cheaper?
Yes, sir. No,
that
sir.
position is that?
No, sir. Not 30% cheaper will not be okay.
So okay. So can you plan it in a way that like how in B2C we have a marketing cost,
sir,
right? Where to reach out to customer we have a marketing cost. Okay. Similarly in B2B, we can consider this the loss by paying at 30% cheaper. We are incurring some cost. Consider that as marketing cost, and do it with 10 schools. Then I'll give you 30% cheaper at first go. First मेरा जो होगा 30% कम दूंगा. So schools are not interested in taking any kind of additional services from you, because you as a vendor, you are not. They don't consider you as capable of doing vocational classes. For that, they will hire somebody else who are more capable.
Correct.
Right. Now look at from that their perspective. You might think that you can do that. They don't believe that you can do it, because you are a vendor. How can a vendor come and teach us?
No, so we had we said them that we have a separate unit for this one, and we have tied up with
They
them.
will not believe, why will they go with you?
Yes.
Because even if they go to the founder of the school, the founder would say, I know 10 guys here, wo acha kara dega vocational training. And these guys will say, no, my vendor has a different team. And okay, how big is that vendor? That's a very small vendor at this moment. Everything crashes. So you're positioning understand challenges and position it perfectly.
Okay.
That's very important. And Chandan, one sincere suggestion to you, on each of these roads, whether you go integrated, whether you go separately, whether you go B2B first, B2C later, find out your business modeling. That where are you reaching in 6 months, 1 year? How much money do you require? And keep yourself funded with that. Otherwise, it becomes difficult.
So, yeah, correct, sir. One more
Anything
thing.
else you
Yes,
want
sir.
to?
Sir, in the B2C business also, like we are again thinking of like having a platform like Udemy, where we can support students as well in terms of the courses, educational, both educational and professional courses. So we are currently developing the site as well as we are in talks with some of the tutors to onboard them. Uh, but the challenge that we would be having is the operational cost again and the service manufacturing cost. So my question is to look out for this model only, like B2C. Let's focus on B2C since we are having both e-commerce as well as educational, or again the first model, that the integrated one.
Okay, so one, do not think about many models.
Mhm.
You know, sincerely, Chandan, do not think
Sir,
about
yes.
many models.
Mhm.
Creating models in mind is much easier.
Mhm.
Converting them into reality through technology is still easier. You
Mhm.
can copy and create a Flipkart also.
Mhm.
Getting it to the market, so your go-to market strategy and positioning it in the market is the only thing which you need.
Mhm.
So I suggest don't do many things. Even if you create a Udemy kind of thing,
Mhm.
how are you going to take this to the market? How would people know that yes, this exists? That would require a lot
Mhm.
of money for you to burn. No?
Mhm.
So think about those things first.
Mhm.
Otherwise, don't just think that I can create this which is useful. You can
Mhm.
create.
Mhm.
So when you think about something that I can create this, don't actually
Mhm.
create.
Mhm.
Keep this in your mind that I have created. So there
Mhm.
is no technology that you have, but assume that
Mhm.
you have created. Just create a web page where exactly all those you wanted, just copy that thing and
Mhm.
take that to the market. That I have this. Do you want
Mhm.
this? And try and understand how do I reach out to market. Once you see the viability and understand that, then start creating. This creation will not take much time. It's simple
Sure.
technology.
Yes.
Okay.
Correct.
So don't
Correct.
invest too much time or mind into this.
Okay.
Framework it, keep it
Mhm.
with you, paper में बना
Mhm.
लो, web page बना लो, and go to market. Try to do more of marketing.
Okay. Market validation.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that will
Okay.
teach you a lot of things. And once you learn a lot of things from there, no, then you will come and keep changing here. That's fine. They will
Mhm.
changing as per the need of your customer. First, you get your customers first.
Okay. Sure. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Okay, good, yeah, good, Chandan.
Thank you
Keep
so
it
much.
up. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, Chandan, for coming and
Thank you,
joining.
Privacy sir.
Okay. Carry on. Okay. Bye. Our team will connect to you.
Bye.
Okay.
Yes. Sure. Sure. Thank you.
Okay. So I would like to ask Digvijay. Digvijay, are you ready? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry. I'm sorry, Digvijay.
Hello?
Yes, Digvijay, are you ready? Should we?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Digvijay, we have our one entity called Sir Edumentis, where we are giving deep tech and advanced technology training, and Digvijay is handling it right now.
Okay.
So Digvijay had been trained and he is handling the complete in and outs, like for
Mhm.
nearly 10 hours, and he had innovated in many of the things. So would just love to have at least 5 to 10 minutes with Digvijay. That will be more than enough. And then after that, we'll be inviting Megha from Toppers Tutorial. Okay,
Okay.
Digvijay, over to you.
Hi, sir.
Okay. Hi,
Uh,
Vijay.
yeah.
Digvijay, can you switch on your camera?
You don't want us to see you?
Sorry, I didn't get ready.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Hi, everyone. Yeah. Basically, the Adventis objective was to provide technological courses like blockchain, AI, ML, and other technology courses to students or employees who are required, so that we gap the and also provide them like live projects or internships after the course, so that they get industry ready and also future ready, because now unemployment is going to happen after the COVID, right? So we thought about it and planned this event. The problems we are facing is like yeah, if it's an offline event, we can go to colleges and get the students. We can collaborate with colleges and get students. But now, right now, what we're facing is we're unsure how to target the students, like uh, like the specific students who have the like computer language prerequisites or any specific prerequisites we need for some technology courses like blockchain. We're unsure how to target them through online, and also these technology courses cost high, about more than 3,000, let's say, and due to the issue of like online frauds and many payment system issues, so many students are not coming front to pay for it. So any suggestions from you and
Okay, okay.
would be
So
really
so
appreciated.
so what I heard is a half big thing, but whatever I understood, I would say one is that who is your student? What kind of a student you're talking about?
Okay, if let's say for blockchain, we need IT or computer science students who know at least basic Python languages, Python or Java languages,
Okay,
right? Or if for digital marketing, at least we need some we not need some much prerequisites, but we need bachelor BTech students or whoever is interested. Yeah. For blockchain course, let's say it costs about 15,000 for us. We're unsure
okay,
uh, how to get the students.
okay. Now, if I were a student, you know,
Yeah.
I would look at two things. You know, one, I
Mm.
would look at whether doing blockchain. So assume that I am a student who doesn't know anything about anything. You know,
Yeah.
I'm
Mm.
just doing my course in
Mm.
college, whatever college I'm into. So one is the scope where you need to make us understand that
Yeah.
why don't you look at blockchain as one of the career opportunity or one of the learning opportunity.
Mm.
You know, so
Yeah.
that's one thing which you must focus, and you must
Yeah.
focus that from the perspective that to spend
Yeah.
money, go to college and keep giving those lectures there, that why one should do the
Yeah.
blockchain. Now,
I like to add one thing, if it's okay.
yeah,
Yeah. 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 We are providing like free demo sessions, free webinar session before the course
where
starts.
where you
Online
giving?
through Zoom meeting or uh, Google Meet. We are
Okay,
providing free demo session so that from by the experts, so that
okay,
students will know what the blockchain is, how it is useful for them in future and everything.
okay.
In the demo
So
session only,
so
we'll tell the details. Yeah. Yes,
okay.
sir.
So Digvijay, I was saying the point which is prior to this, prior
Mm.
to think about a case where a student is a student and he doesn't know about anything, and then
Mm.
phase two is where he gets interested about blockchain, and I'm taking
Mm.
blockchain as an example. He gets interested about blockchain, he knows, tries and knows more about it, and then he looks at whether or he gets to know that okay, Digvijay is providing a demo. Then he'll come for demo, and then he likes the demo, and he believes that this is a good not just good line, but also good tutorial for him, and then he will pay. When you look at this whole process chain, the first chain is that you go and teach each and every student and excite them about blockchain. So what is that you are doing for that? I mean, the point is, how are you exciting students to come to your college,
Mm.
or come to your demo point? So
Mm.
you must do a lot of things for that. That's one thing. Okay. Now, second piece, let's say I came, and then it's all about the content of demo. I may like it, Then the third thing is whether I should register or not. So now to register, I as a student would think about two things. One, is the tutor a known one?
Mm.
Okay. So if there is a name behind it, I'm more comfortable.
Mm.
Second, even if there is a name, I might think that there is a company where this tutor is attached, but I don't trust the company. So is the company a registered one? Do you have some government document, to showcase? Like in companies, how we say there is a something called CIN, like company identification number. So once you register with MCA, Ministry of Corporate Affairs, they give you a CIN, and that CIN. So anyone, when you go out in the market and people would say, "Arey, I don't know here, what company is this?" Just show them that. Sir, go to MCA and check this. That creates a different kind of trust. So do you have anything, any kind of registration on that? If you have that, try and utilize that.
Okay.
So I don't think it is more to do with the content. The challenge should be handled not from the content. It is more of the behavioral challenge that you have of the students. So you need to reach out to them. So where would you go and reach out to them? You can go and directly talk to the colleges, and they would be, I think these days colleges are pretty open, and they say that, okay, you are trying to give a new thing to my student. Okay, come and talk about it to students. They'll give you an opportunity. So I think that you should do more and more. And second, all the coffee houses where students normally go, keep giving lectures, leaflet, those kind of things. Those must be done.
Yeah.
Or are you doing anything as of now on these lines?
Yeah, we are planning about that offline events or anything in future, but in this COVID scenario, we are only focusing on online sessions. So we are unsure how to get the students for the online sessions.
Okay, I think online on online thing, I don't think there are many opportunities, but I still believe that there are a lot of CVs floating around. When you look at Internshala, even if you go and Internshala, you just post it there that we want a blockchain intern, and then you mention that we'll teach you about blockchain, and then we may convert this later into a price-based thing. So you can utilize that, all those intern theory, Internshala thing. Go and keep posting it there. Because those the students, the candidates, or the engineers, basically they look for intern. I think that would be a good bait for you. Or you can still talk to colleges. Colleges can they may not share the database with you, but they will have their own system. They can circulate it to them.
Yeah, actually we are targeting tier 2, tier 3 city colleges, college students, and most of them don't have the LinkedIn accounts. Even the college administrations don't have LinkedIn accounts or anything. So
LinkedIn they will not have.
Yeah, we are facing issues connecting with them.
No. What I suggested earlier was there are websites like Internshala, Intern Theory. Okay, you post it there.
Yes, sir.
This is more to do with mouth-to-mouth publicity will happen, and it does happen. Post it in a manner where you are actually communicating the right thing.
Okay.
And those people who come to, especially the engineers, I would say, especially the pass-out engineers, when they come to Internshala or Intern Theory, in Pune, Mumbai, there is a trend that for internship they pay money.
Okay.
The students pay money for internship.
Okay.
When I used to interview people, and people used to ask me, "Sir, do I need to pay?" And I used to feel amazed. I mean, are you going to pay us? and then I learned that there are a lot of institutions where they need to pay for the internship. So take advantage of those things. And it is not right. I don't think Digvijay, you should do it in tier 3, tier 4 cities.
Okay.
Initially, don't do it there. Initially, do it in slightly bigger cities, and then later on go there when you are more capable.
Yes, sir. Sure, sir.
Because always remember, when you go to a tier 4 cities, it is very important to say, I am a big shot in Mumbai, or I am a big shot in Cuttack. Cuttack, we are catering to 10,000 students. That matters there. But if we go and check in Cuttack, and they will realize, yes, they do in Cuttack, That's it. You are done. But the reverse doesn't happen. Okay, so think about it.
Yes, sure. Thank you.
Okay, thanks, Jay.
Thank you, Digvijay. Yes, we had another startup ahead. Okay, I think she should have some network issues. So, okay. Uh, I yes, she had some network issues, so she got exited. Anyways, thank you, Ajay sir, for coming and sparing your
Wait,
time
you want to check with her?
with them, sir.
We still have 15 minutes. You want to check with her if she's joining, then we can do it.
Subhankit had checked up. She had some
Okay.
issues,
Okay.
so she
Fair
was not able to join it.
enough.
Thank you, Ajay sir, and thank you, Chandan, Devabrata sir, Karan, and Digvijay for coming and joining our session. And it's making an worth session for us as well as for the startups. Okay.
Great. Thank you, Priyadarshi, for giving this opportunity. And I believe whatever we spoke might have added some value to everyone, or at least someone.
Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So in what I would like to end my session with the things like this is a demo, or you can say this is a glimpse that what we wanted to do or what we wanted to use our mentorship session. Our basic agenda is to help the startups after this pandemic to innovate, or else what words like today I got in news. So don't mind. It's not an thing to say anything, or it's not a wrong thing. After the lockdown is over in Karnataka, it was found out only 40% of the startups had started working or is activated.
No, that's true.
It's a very bad scenario. It looks very bad. 40%. Think about it, sir, after the lockdown, and we don't know what the scenario. So either way, they have to innovate to survive, or it will be very difficult for the startups to survive. So this is what we are trying to build up.
So one point I would like to make here, that's a very important point for most of these startups. We all know it's a tough situation. COVID thing is a tough situation, and most of the startups have gone birth. They are not able to run, and it happens only because of the model which you carry, the business model which you carry. Now, I would like you guys to think from a different perspective. In the last 3 months, you guys couldn't do anything. Likewise, your biggest competitor or the number one, number two players who already have a big name in the market, they also couldn't do anything. So you didn't spend any money because you stopped working and there was not much operational cost. They continued paying money. So they are in a much worse situation. Always remember, they're in a much worse situation. So the number 1, 2, 3, what they continue to do until now, they will not be continuing. So they will have, they will be axing employees. They will be having challenge in terms of pricing. So take advantage of this. Think through this, what I just said, rework on your model and go and attack the market again.
Means, sir, what we are trying to tell is, okay, right now all in the same platform.
They are in the worst platform. The bigger guys are in the worst platform.
Oh my God.
Because they have been paying money for all the employees and taking care of all the operational costs for 3 months, which they had not budgeted. And all the big guys are cash burning agents, right? So they did not budget and they spent that 3 months amount. Second, there are no investor now going to fund those big guys now, at least for next 6 months. So they have a cash crunch now. The only option for them is to reduce cost, either by axing employees or reducing more operational costs, which will create more challenge for the customers. Customer will not have the same experience what they face. Now I'll tell you, Priyadarshi, बहुत ही अजीब सा चीज बता रहा हूँ.
Sir,
you call and order in Flipkart or order in some bigger guys. Okay, I'm 90%. I'll give you 90% guarantee that when you order, they will take the order, they will take the payment, and after 1 day they will come back to you, sir, ye wala deliver ho paega, second wala we have cancelled. This is one scam which is going on now. So you will say, okay, fine, you pay that money back to me. Yes, sir, it will happen in 7 days. That's the process that we have.
yes, sir, it is
So
happening.
they have, yeah, and I'll tell you why it is happening. So for 7 days, they have those crores of rupees sitting with them without any interest, paying any interest. So they are raising money through this. So when I see this, I really feel very painful. And that also tells us that how troubling it is, the COVID thing is for those big guys, that they are coming up with this kind of solution. And you talk to the customer service guy, they'll say, no, sir, we cannot do anything. Because practically that is the only way they are able to generate money. कहीं और से पैसा नहीं आ रहा है. So take advantage of this. Go and talk to your customer that this is what is happening, sir. आप देख लो बड़े लोगों के साथ क्या हो रहा है. So you can build your trust.
So you are saying it's an opportunity, blessing in disguise for the startups.
Certainly. It's a big opportunity for any small startups who have a good model, decent model, good intent. I have never seen a better opportunity than this now.
Superb, sir. Perfect. Okay. Super perfect, sir. Okay. So I would like to end with saying thank you. This is what we are offering right now, sir. From my startup, we are offering, like, we are helping in refining the pitch, legal and registration support, access to our network in Pan India, business re-engineering, for which we had conducted this session today only. One-on-one mentorship, that is what the glimpse, or that is what we had initiated today. Today, the session today, what we did is a free session. But later on, if any of the startups wants to have a one-on-one session with any of our mentors, they need to pay a very nominal amount, which we are will be charging from the startups. And sorry, hello, am I audible?
Yeah.
Something had happened. I think my screen went out. So apologies for it. My screen went. Okay. Yeah, I'm live right now. I'm sorry. Okay. And yes, we are also helping in technology product, like helping in blockchain, AI, and ML. We help the startups in launching their product in a beta environment, like beta testing, like launching, providing an environment, because we have a network of startups of near about 500 startups spread around near about 13 cities pan India. We are helping in inviting experts who can help doing in the growth hacking. Like Ajay sir was saying, okay, tum kitna jaldi बढ़ सकते हो. He's one of the experts in the growth hacking. We have a team of data science and analytics guy who help in the market research and doing the data science in the back end. Onboarding innovative engine, that is one of the technology team, help us in startup schools. This is the finishing team that we had tied up with another organization who are helping in, suppose a person wants to do some startup activities and he needs to be done a finishing type of activities. So we help them in going to the finishing schools, helping the startups in making a costing and pricing. Again, Ajay sir is one of the experts in it. Scaling up conversion rates, scaling up. Vijita is one of the experts who will be coming in today evening. Product market fit and defining a target market. Vijita is one of the experts into it. And apart from it, we had tied up with AWS, Google Cloud, DigitalOcean, Stripe, Brex, and even Microsoft for startups, who provide free credits to the startup connected to some ecosystems. And we are already authorized by these guys, so we also provide the free credits which they provide to us. So these are all the support that we are providing. And lastly, but not the least, I would like to thank Ajay sir for coming, Chandan, Digvijay, and Sir Devabrata sir for joining us. Thank you, Subankit, for conducting this smooth event. And lastly, please do like our social media and at least write some appreciative comments so that we can get it done. Basically, this is what we are doing for my startup.
Okay.
Ajay sir, thank you, sir.
Everyone.
Thanks,
Thank you.
Priyadarshi. Thanks a lot. Thanks, Ajay. Thanks
Sir.
a lot for your
Thank
insight.
Okay. Our team will be connecting to you also. Bye, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, sir. It was really